there you are. Hey, I'm glad you made it up to the garden. Today is Saturday, May 8th. And you know what that means. A little quick review and you. If you're new to the channel, Saturdays are where we spend a lot of time looking at you and what you've done in your garden. This has been a challenging week. We started off by planting sunchokes, then it thunderstormed heavily, and now we've been very, very busy the rest of the week. Have you ever had an idea and you can't move forward until you finish? Our armadillo is back, and I'm tired of weeding underneath the electric fence, so I thought I'd put in a little perimeter. And it is a long border. We will have the electric fence up by the end of this weekend. But I'm glad you showed up, that way I get to take a little break. I've only put in 3 yards of gravel so far. Got about another yard to put in today. Then we'll get the wire strung and we'll keep this armadillo out of the garden. There's more signs of the armadillo. But we've got cucumber beetles and flea beetles putting some holes in some of our squash. The cabbages are dreaming of becoming sauerkraut, which is funny because we had company this week. We're going to learn about fermenting. Let's go ahead and leave these out here to become big heads of cabbage. Let's go on in the kitchen and see how easy it is to make sauerkraut. Come on. When you're fermenting, do not be afraid to experiment. Just about anything you want to eat, you can ferment. We've added some basil, and to keep the basil from floating, we're adding just a piece of cabbage leaf. Now we're going to go ahead and add the brine. This is between 2.5% and 3% pickling brine. And then go ahead and use your fingers, push down, make sure you get any of the bubbles out. Then we're going to add our glass weight. And don't be afraid to get a little water on the table. Then we're going to add our pickle pipe. And screw that lid down tight. Now this pickle pipe will allow it to self-vent. And that's all there is to it. Now we have 2 jars of vegetables that are fermenting. It's only been about a half an hour. You'll be amazed at how fast this cabbage starts losing its water.
That's why they're called self-brining.
So the cabbage are self-brining. You see how much liquid's in there. And that's just by, when you force it down in there, and that by adding the salt and forcing it down in there, there's a lot of water in the cabbage. And I believe beets are exactly the same way. I'll put that in to hold the vegetables under the brine. And then we're going to put our pickle pipe on top. There you go.
That's how much came out of a 3-pound
and right
Napa
there,
cabbage.
And that right there is 3 pounds of Napa cabbage. If anybody's interested in seeing exactly how we ferment, leave a comment down below and we'll do a fermenting video. Beets and cabbages self-brine. All you need to do is put a little salt on them. Jim, Rita, thank you for stopping by and teaching us how to ferment. Got a nice little purple kale plant that's coming up. A little patch of spinach, even though we've been pulling leaves off every day, is still doing really well. And of course our lettuce. Oh, did anybody say beets? Can you ever have too many beets? Armadillo kind of rooted into the Japanese carrots. The little patch of carrots we planted earlier this year is doing great. Well, I don't think we're going to have any more 40-degree mornings. Well, I sure hope not, because this weekend I'm also going to get the tomatoes out, which will go across these trellises. We've got peppers that need to come out. We'll show you the ones that made it through the winter that we bucketed up last fall. You were with me the other day when we planted the squash. We had a few left over, which we put in containers. Got a couple there. Got a couple there. We're going to be able to replace anything that is damaged by the beetles, the ones I don't get. And this table keeps filling up even though we keep pulling stuff out to put in the garden. You know, sometimes things take as long as they take to germinate. Remember our friend? What goes together like peas and carrots? We've got peas and carrots. While we were having a busy week, Leon was also having a busy week. While he was clearing off one of the fence lines, he run across this raspberry that he forgot he'd planted years ago. Look how tall that thing got. Leon, I'm seeing jelly in your future. Let us know how it goes. That is awesome. Now speaking of giants, Vivian, what have you done to that tomato? That is huge. Those sweet potatoes look really good in those bags. Keep us posted on how everything grows. Now Valerie has a Texas-sized giant in her garden. Look at this sunflower. And look at the rest of her garden. I think Texas and Florida are a day or two ahead of the rest of us. I've got some catching up to do. Valerie, this is great. Thank you for sharing. Scott and Virginia's garden is coming along nicely. They lost all their lotus in that polar vortex, but they've replanted, and they've got a bunch of different varieties. We're expecting a rainbow of colors here. Scott, we can't wait. Thanks for sharing. Matt is a new member of our community, and he has his Michigan garden underway. This is very exciting to watch the new growth. We look forward to seeing your progress through the summer. Thank you for sharing and welcome. Jeremy is continuing to plan out his raised beds. These will be full in no time. Thank you for the update and keep us posted. We really want to see how it goes this year. It looks like Oreo and Willow live by the motto, stop and smell the roses. And Michelle just has the most beautiful rose for them to stop and smell. Thank you for sending this in. Denise's use of tube watering in containers is inspiring and a testimony to what you can do in a small area. Wow. We can't wait to see how your progress grows. Thank you. Thank you for giving us some great ideas. As always, this is an amazing community of gardeners. We invite you to join us. Just send me a message at waylandsmalley5@gmail.com. I guarantee you all of the gardeners would love to see what you're doing. We gain inspiration, we gain ideas from each other. That's how we grow, just like our garden, just like this community. Gina's new hugelkultur keyhole raised bed is coming along nicely, and it looks great. Thank you for the update. I want to see this thing full of food. Art, avocados, Oklahoma, really. You'd think the beating that banana took in the polar vortex would have taught you something. Although it is coming back. You have some great plants, Art. And look at those helpers. Now those are some worms. Your flowers look like they like the mulch pretty well. Keep us updated. This looked great. Weren't those amazing? Hey, you can help me provide a platform for everybody out there to share their gardens with everybody else just by hitting the like button. Leave a comment down, just say hi. That's all it takes. Now, if you really want to help me, you can share this. And if you haven't subscribed yet, you wouldn't hurt my feelings if you did. I'd ask you to grab a shovel and help me finish, but I only got half a shovel as it is. Until next time, take care of yourself, take care of your family, and God bless you. Come on, let's plant. Let's go plant garden.